Hey everybody, it's Jeff from New York and welcome back to my summer series of driving around New York City with Jeff from New York. This is a weekend series this summer where I just drive around places in New York City. You're in the passenger seat, I'm in the driver's seat. You're enjoying coffee, I'm enjoying coffee. You're getting crumbs all over my car, I'm getting upset. But it doesn't matter because we're going to have a great time driving around the city anyway. So far during this season, we've driven down Broadway, we've driven over the Brooklyn Bridge into the Dumbo section of Brooklyn. We went through the Holland Tunnel as well as along Canal Street over the Manhattan Bridge. We visited Little Italy and Chinatown, and we've also driven down Fifth Avenue. Today, it's 42nd Street. Right now we're in Hell's Kitchen on 10th Avenue, but we're going to turn up on 42nd Street and start heading west. Again, right now we're in Hell's Kitchen. We'll go along 42nd Street all the way to the Turtle Bay area on the East River of Manhattan by the UN building. So we just made that turn onto 42nd Street right now. Again, we're on the west side of Manhattan, heading towards the east. Along the way, we'll see lots of stuff, so enjoy your coffee. Try not to get crumbs all over the car, and let's head over to 42nd Street. Shall we? 42nd Street is obviously a major hub running right through the center of Manhattan. Some of the things we'll see along the way include the Chrysler Building, Grand Central Terminal. Like I said, the United Nations we'll see near the end of the video. We pass the New York Public Library's main branch, go through Times Square, and even the Port Authority bus terminal, which is in Hell's Kitchen right here, is right off of 42nd Street. The street is known for its theaters, especially near the intersection with Broadway and Times Square. It's also known as the Theater District as well as the Red Light District. We'll be covering the Theater District on a separate video. I'll be driving around there shortly, but this cuts right through the Theater District as well. On the right is the Port Authority bus terminal, the major bus terminal for New York City. Now we're going to be heading through the Theater District. The Theater District runs both to the left and to the right of 42nd Street. All the major Broadway shows are in this area. And again, the Theater District will be covered separately in a separate video here on the Jeff Drives Around Manhattan Summer Series. Don't forget to look for Cabby, who always makes a cameo appearance in all my 4K videos. Sometimes he's easy to spot, other times not so much. Be the first to comment on the timestamp where Cabby is, and I'll give you a shout out on my next video. Right now we're driving through the heart of Times Square where 42nd Street intersects with Broadway. It's pretty impressive during the daytime, but at night, well, it's something else. Times Square will be covered in another video during this Jeff Driving Around New York City Summer Series. It'll be coming out shortly. Coming up on the right is Bryant Park, and right after Bryant Park is the New York Public Library. Both Bryant Park and the library covered extensively here on the New York channel. This is the intersection of 42nd Street and 5th Avenue, and here we have the New York Public Library on our right-hand side. Who can name the two lions, the two famous lions sitting out front of the New York Public Library? If you're a true fan of the New York Channel, you already know their names. If you know them, leave a comment below. Coming into view on the left, straight ahead I guess, is the Chrysler Building, my personal favorite skyscraper in the entire world. But before we get there, also on the left coming up is Grand Central Terminal, another beautifully designed building. It is huge. There's a video here on the New York Channel about Grand Central Terminal. Lots of shopping, of course, tons and tons of train tracks. And just a beautiful historic building. Lots of people call it Grand Central Station, but that's not correct. It's Grand Central Terminal. And that building across the street to the left is the base of the Chrysler Building. Again, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. Not the tallest, not the biggest, not the most technically advanced. It's just a simply gorgeous building. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you are, give it a thumbs up. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed to the New York channel already, subscribe right now. It really does help the channel out. And while you're at it, if you'd like to support the New York channel, just click on that thanks button right underneath the video. I appreciate your support, guys. Back in the 70s and 80s, 42nd Street became known for the hookers and drug dealers and peep shows and adult theaters. But in the 90s, the city decided they were going to clean things up, and they also got some pretty prestigious companies involved, including Disney, which, by the way, is where the name Disneyfication came about, because 42nd Street was Disneyfied. The cleanup of 42nd Street and Times Square in general was very successful, and it still is today. So, you might wonder what happened to all the drug dealers, hookers, peep shows, and adult theaters. I have no idea where they all went. Perhaps 43rd Street. Manhattan has lots of neighborhoods, and we drove through several of them today. We started out in Hell's Kitchen, drove through the Theater District, a little portion of Midtown we went through, then by the Chrysler Building we went through Murray Hill section, and now we're heading into the Tudor section, which is on the East River, and which is where the United Nations is. And there the United Nations is. It's across the street on the left-hand side. Beautiful complex. If we were to continue driving straight, we'd end up in the East River. So we went from river to river, Hudson to East. Hey guys, if you're a fan of the New York channel, check out the new Facebook New York fan page. It's created and maintained by Dan Kraft, also known around here as Real Unc D. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you, Dan, so much for your hard work. We made a left onto First Avenue here. Now we're heading north, just to show you a little bit more what I can show you of the UN complex, which is on our right-hand side. I hope you enjoyed our little drive down 42nd Street, and lots more to come from this summer series, Driving Around New York City with Jeff. Stay tuned, lots more neighborhoods to explore. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.